dreaming of seeing northern lights in Norway?
The best time is anywhere between mid-late.
Why don't anyone share?
Spin the wheel based on how long you plan to stay can take twice the time. We spent around
Today I wanted to share a few things which I wish someone had told me before I took the Norway trip. Feel free to watch it in 2x speed because this can get a little detailed.
Don't just show up and hope for a magic to happen. Plan it smart. If we had arrived just a day later, we would have missed this crazy show. So when should you travel? What's the right time? Normally, the best time is anywhere between mid-late September until March or early April. September and March are more or less like a shoulder season, and you can expect all kinds of weather. Be it rain, be it storm, be it sun, cloudy, grey days, everything. And anytime in between September and March gives you higher chances of northern lights visibility. But here is the deal. Irrespective of when you make your plan, stay at least for 4 to 5 days. Out of 10 days of our Norway trip, we saw northern lights on 5 nights. So it's really like 50% of the chances during the shoulder season. Most of the Aurora hunting tours offer another night, just in case you do not get to see the lights on the planned date. So it's always good to have another night as a buffer. I personally do not recommend any tours because it limits the time when you can see the northern lights, how long you want to see it. Plus, it comes with a hefty price, so I would really do it on my own. Later in this video, I will tell you how to go for Aurora hunting on your own. Walking in Norway is no joke. A simple walk from a parking lot to a viewpoint or even to your stay can take twice the time simply because the temperature can go as low as to freeze the rainwater, and during this shoulder season it can rain. It tends to get quite slippery. Do yourself a favor and buy good anti-slip winter boots, crampons if you're planning on a hike, and water-resistant pants. Are you planning to get a rental car? Great! It's the perfect way to see Norway. But listen, the roads are dark, icy, with a lot of blind spots without any street lights. Use your navigation, use the maps to anticipate the curves, how it turns, and drive slow, like real slow. Irrespective of how many vehicles are behind you, just drive slow. You do not want to end up in freezing cold North Sea, nor hit a boulder next to you. These apps were game changers. Firstly, let's start with the parking. We used Easy Park, which was quite versatile. All you have to do is add the license number and you're set. Spin the wheel based on how long you plan to stay in that place. When you're ready to go, just hit stop and the counter stops. You pay only for the duration that you've been there. Although you had put 3 hours, but you ended up staying only for half an hour. As soon as you stop the clock, you are only charged for half an hour. But please do read the signs. You have to pay for that parking even in the night, even when nobody is around. Next up is the Aurora app. I've made a small screen recording based on how I use the app. On the apps, if you look for Aurora, you have like multiple apps popping up. The one I used is this My Aurora Forecast and Alerts. And when you open the app, you see multiple options all around the corners. But let me start with the first one, which says KP index, which is in purple. Right now it says 2.67. This indicates the intensity of the northern lights. 2.67 is relatively low, but this number is for the current moment and for the location that you've chosen. So if I tap on the KP index, it asks me to enter the location. So I've put Tromso right now, and the next block is Aurora map. If I go there, this was extremely helpful for me. If I zoom out a little more, we see there is a dark gray zone. That's where the northern lights would flow. And if I just swipe a little right, you see it right now it's over Russia, and it would eventually move to the left, as in from east to west. So one hint is, whenever you're looking for northern lights, look towards your east. Every single time the aurora started from the east and it can come from all directions later on. Whenever the green block moves towards Tromso, you can see northern lights in that region. Quite often, when the KP index is higher, you would see multiple colors within that green block, not just this bright green, but also orange and red. And if you see red, consider yourself lucky because it goes red whenever the intensity is super high. Right now, we are on probabilities. If you go on clouds, you see how the clouds are moving in all directions. It's pretty cloudy there right now. So probably in the night, there might be a small window where the sky is clear. It really depends on how the wind blows. You can still predict and in how much time you would have the clear sky, like approximately. And if I go on all, you see both northern lights and the clouds together. So right now, if you look at this particular region, there is a lot of cloud. So one would hardly see any northern lights there. However, if the cloud moves a little downwards, there would be a small window of clearance and you could most likely see the northern lights. On the right top corner, you have this picture or the image, how the lights are moving. So here you see like the northern lights. And this is the southern light. And yes, it happens at both the poles. Since Antarctica is quite remote and hard to access, people often go to the northern countries where the accessibility is way better. The next section says best locations right now. And if I go on that, so you see there is an eye in the top right corner. In case anyone notices northern lights, you hit on that eye icon and it asks if you really have the visibility of northern lights. And if you say yes, then you will have this location pin marked in Tromso. So right now, people are saying, like we saw, the green patch was really over Russia, and that's where people have also noticed. The next section is live Aurora webcams. I did use this in Tromso because staying indoors, you can still view where the auroras are coming in and head out if you see any. There are a couple of options below, and the most I used was this forecast. Here you see right now the probability of viewing northern lights is just 3%, which makes sense since it's still daytime there. However, in 30 minutes it's going to be 4%, still not a major difference. However, the best part here is the cloud coverage is 0%, which is amazing. Most often you have like 60%, 70% cloud coverage, but you can at least know when the cloud would recede and plan your viewing. Next up is KP index history. As the name says, it's the past, how the KP index has changed. It was pretty good last night with 5. Wow. And in the upcoming hours, during the midnight, it's going to 4.67, which is a fantastic number. So you can plan to head out around 10:30 to a place where there is lower light pollution. This is how I used Aurora app to view northern lights and plan the viewing. Lastly, it's the Wise app. I have used Wise app and its card for all payments for every international travels I do, including the payments that I do online, things for accommodation, be it the rental car, everything. It also makes it easier for me to track how much I've spent in one single trip. It also comes with great exchange rates. You do not have to worry about, using different currencies. So far, I've never withdrawn any cash anywhere except once in Iceland where one of the camping sites wasn't accepting card. I did use my Wise card to withdraw Icelandic kronas. Since we're talking about money, let's also talk about budget. Norway isn't cheap. We spent around 4,200, of which 2 major expenses were car rental and accommodation. Car rental came up to 1,400 for 7 days, and accommodation was 1,300 for 10 days and 9 nights, with flights costing us 500 euros to and fro for 2 people, and everything else summed up to 1,000, including groceries, souvenir, or any sort of museum ticket. For example, we went to Polar Park
Two tips here would be to stay in an accommodation that is cheaper. Often these accommodations are remotely located, but it comes with amazing beauty around and higher chances of seeing northern lights due to less light pollution. The second tip would be to save on food. We cooked our food almost every day except for one night. Chasing northern lights is an unforgettable experience. With a little planning, a bit of layering, and a bit of luck, can go a long way. I hope these tips were helpful for you, and let me know in the comment section what more would you consider for your next Norway or any Scandinavian trips.